Hi everyone, my name is Rhonda Robson and welcome to my Fluid Art channel. Today's video is the first of 3 that I'm doing for my bedroom. So this one right here today is a swipe. There's Dutch pour in this one. There is also Pactch swipe and then a cool effect at the end. So what I did was I completely swiped the whole canvas. Then I did a Dutch pour, but it was more like a dirty Dutch pour. I just took a puddles and I blew them out, kind of making like little flowers and stuff. And then I did a Pactch swipe on top of the flowers. And then I did this really cool effect with just the cup rings as well. So let me show you what I mean. This is the end results. You can go this way or you can go this way, right? So as you can see right here, that right there is the swipe. Then back behind here, you can kind of see the Dutch pours that I did with the same colors. Then on top of that, I did the Pactch swipe, which is on there. And then once that dried, I actually took a number of different size cups and I just dipped them like a balloon dip, but I dipped them in paint and then I put them on here and created that. I really like this. It's for my bedroom. I like the depth of all of this, the multiple different types of techniques I use to get this look. I really like it. I still need to varnish it and I plan on doing that prior to getting it up on my wall, but this was made for my bedroom. So let's get you down on the canvas and let me show you the multiple different techniques that I did in order to make this. All right, bye for now. But if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing and clicking that notification bell. That way you can get notified when I get a new video up. I love doing these for you. I love making art and I just appreciate the fact that I can actually videotape, learn how to edit, learn how to produce them and put it out there. Thanks for joining me today. Bye for now. Bye. Hi everyone. All right, so today's projects, I actually have 2 projects that I'm going to be doing. I'm prepping for both of them and they're for my bedroom. And so these are the 2 that I'm going to be doing. One of them is I will be doing a Dutch pour on a 24 by 36 canvas, and then I'm going to be doing a patchwork after it dries. So that's my plan on that. And then this one right here is going to be a 24 by 30, also in my bedroom. And I'm going to be doing like a flip cup type over here, and then I'll have a dark line in here, probably like a black or Mars black, something like that, space gray, something like that in here in this line. And then I'm going to be swiping this way as well. So I'm going to be working on these 2 projects, and I wanted to kind of talk to you a little bit about how do you determine the colors to use when you want to make something for maybe a friend, maybe for yourself or your area in your home, maybe a living room, or a commission piece, and if you want to start doing commission pieces. So first you need to figure out what it is that you want. What's the style? So the styles that I want for my living room, or the living room. I was talking about my bedroom. All right, the style I want for my bedroom is I want multiple different types of texture in there. So that's why I'm doing a Dutch pour and then a patchwork and then a swipe and probably a flip cup. And I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do here. I might do a patchwork through here as well. So my bedroom has green and off-white, gold kind of color, and then kind of black and kind of gray. So these are kind of a couple of the pillows that I have on my bed. So I work with bringing my pieces that I want to complement. I actually bring them down to my studio so that way I can really match the colors or complement the colors here, because what I don't want to do is I don't want to have, especially with greens and blues, there can be multiple reds. There could be so many different variations of all of these colors, and you want to make sure that you either complement them or you're trying to match as close as you possibly can. So I bring these down here. And so what I'm going to be doing is, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create, this is an off-white back here, so I'm going to create this off-white, probably a little bit more light than this is. And that's what I'm going to use as my background for most of this, and then add in the color. I either start pulling paints off my shelves, or I go, well, I don't have quite that, so I mix them, or I go have to buy. So today I have a number of paints. Whoops, I almost spilled paint on my pillows. I'm going to put this off to the side so I don't do that again. That was some leftover paint from my pour yesterday, so I was going to utilize some of that. But anyway, so what I do is I bring down my pieces and I start from there. So this is going to be my complement. This and gold are going to be my primary colors, and then like a black type of a thing. So I kind of looked and I found a phthalo green that goes with it, really close. It's almost too dark, so it'll be cool with some little bit of white in there and some off-white stuff. So I have that. I also have my space gray that kind of complements with my black that's in here. That goes well. And then I have this Arteza Pearl deep brown. Goes really well as a complement to the off-white that I'm going to be utilizing. Gold is one of my colors that I want to use because it goes well also with those colors. And then the pearl white is very similar to the off-white that's in here too. So those are going to be my colors throughout. And then I'm going to create that off-white, that color with the white. Oops, that's got paint on it. I'm going to be careful of that. I'm going to be creating my background with white paint, a titanium white, and then I am going to utilize this bronze color here. It's actually, I think it's copper. Yep, copper, as a way to get the off-white color that I'm looking for. And it's just going to be really, really, really light off-white. So anyway, those are the colors that I'm going to use. And that's how I go about creating the colors that I want. And my pops of color will be the gold and the green and a little bit of this bronze color here too as well. All right, well, let's get me going on mixing these paints. So thanks for joining me. We'll see you soon. I'm gonna mix my paints. Bye. Okay, so my first one that I'm gonna be doing is for my master bedroom is this Dutch pour. I've got to do that. That has to dry before I can do any of this patchwork here. So this is a 24 by 36. I need to come up with 30 fluid ounces of paint to completely go over top of the canvas. So I am going to be making approximately 32 ounces of this white, off-white kind of color. Actually, I'm probably going to make more like, let's see. I'll probably make like 40 ounces because I'll need it over here as well. But this is really, no I'm not. Because this will be a different texture. I am going to make, I know I keep changing my mind, I'm going to be making about 32 ounces of the off-white for my paint behind, for my Dutch pour. It's going to be water and paint only. That's all I'm going to put in there. And then I'll be utilizing my colors to do the Dutch pour. And I'm really going to come in from the outside out. That's kind of how I don't want it like a line through it. Like some Dutch pours, you know, you have a lot of negative space. I will still have negative space, but I want it to come from the center out and kind of feather out that way. And this is going to be a, I think I'm going to do it lengthwise like this, but I might do it this way. I haven't decided yet. And then I'm not going to create the paint for this just yet because these will be thicker paints that will go with the patches here. So we're going to do this one first. So I use a 3:2 ratio on my paint to water. And so I do use a scale. It just helps me kind of think through. So if I'm going to be doing 14 ounces of water to 21 ounces of paint, I want to make sure that when you use water and paint, you don't want to put all the water and all the paint together and start mixing. It actually it gets really lumpy, so you want to add the water a little bit at a time. So what I'm going to do is, since I need 14 ounces of water, I'm going to go ahead and do 7 ounces of water, and then I'll put in my paint and we'll go from there. So anyway, we'll figure it out. I'm going to go ahead and go. So I turn this on and I set my unit to ounces. So I have that. Let me pull this back for you so you can see, so I can zoom in on that if I want to. So it's already on ounces. Now if I were to turn this on and then I put my cup or whatever I'm going to be utilizing, it adds weight. So you always have to zero it out. So I zeroed it out, and then let's go ahead and put in about 7 ounces of water. Yeah, let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and put 7 ounces in. No, that's a little bit too much. So I'm going to pour this back just a tad. Okay, so 6.88. And it doesn't have to be exact, but I want to get it close. So there's 7.05 ounces. And then because I want 21 ounces of paint in there, I'm going to go ahead and do my full 21 ounces of paint and get that stirring in there. So let's zero this out. And this is pretty much 8 ounces in here. Well, it says 10, so. Okay, there's one. And this will be, just over 21. So I have 21 ounces of paint to 7 ounces of water so far. And I'm gonna go ahead and stir this and get this stirring up. And then we will add in the other 7 ounces when I've stirred this up. So just start slowly working the paint into the water. And it will be a little lumpy initially, and then you just need to continue to stir it until all the lumps are out. And I start with the water first and then I add the paint, because when I add paint first and then the water, the paint kind of sticks to the surface or the bottom of the whatever cup I'm using, and then it's harder to get it out. So all right, so right now it's pretty thick, as you can see. So we need to add water to it. But it's nice and smooth. I don't see any clumps. And that's the problem when you add too much water initially. Okay, so I have my stick in here, so I gotta take my stick out. So let's go ahead, zero that out. And remember, we need about 7 ounces of water. So I'm gonna pour some of my distilled water. What I do with my old Floetrol bottles is I use them for different things. So I've got some filtered water, I shouldn't say distilled, but filtered water in here. All right, so we need 7. So we're gonna just start by going like maybe 2. All right, 2.4. Stir that in. And you want to do this a little bit at a time or it'll get clumpy again. Just a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. Okay, so it's 2.4. Let's get maybe up to 5. There we go, a little over 5. Remember, we just need 7 to get the 3 parts paint to 2 parts water for a Dutch pour. Okay, it's getting thinner, see? Now let's go ahead and add in. All right, that's 6.2. And then let's add in a little bit for the 7 to get to the 7. All right, just a little over 7. Pull that off to the side. Let me stir this and let's see what consistency we have. And I use the scale as a guide, but I use the consistency from my stick as a better guide. It needs to, for a Dutch pour, to drop straight in and not make a mound on the surface. And right now it still is making a mound on the surface, so I might need a little bit more water. Yeah, I need a little bit more water. So let's put that back up there. And we got, so we have 17 or 14. Let's go ahead and add just a touch, but more water. Get it to 8. There, that's perfect. Let's just do that. And so then again, I have to use the consistency from my, the consistency when I have it off the stick and how I feel it with the stick going through the paint, because each paint is different, right? This is Liquitex and this is Master's Touch. So they may be a little bit the same in the consistency, but they also are different. So you may need more water or less water depending on the actual paint. So we will be adding some of this to this white to make it, so I might need some more water in a little bit. This is perfect consistency, so I'll bring it to you and show it to you so that you can see. Now, all right, so see how the paint just drops right in? I'm gonna move my arm because you can't see with my arm in there. Just see how the paint goes right into the paint without making a mound on the top of the surface? That's the consistency you want for a Dutch pour. So this is unlevel, so I have put a stick under this corner over here and it is perfectly level now. So that actually works nice. So I'm gonna remember that as I am also doing as it is drying. Sorry, I inhaled a little bit of my water I was drinking. Okay. Make sure it's on a stick over here. There we go. All right, we ready? Hopefully this isn't too pink when it dries. Kind of looks pink in the light right now. Okay, so I'm going to make a couple puddles with this Amsterdam white. This is what really makes a lot of great cells. And it's got air bubbles in it, so don't worry, it's all right. And then this is the Arteza Pearl. brown, deep brown. Let's go ahead and add in a little bit of the green. Add in the gold. Space gray. Yeah, I like the space gray better than black for this one. Pearl white. A bit more of the all right. Let's do this. I'm not going to torch it yet. I'll torch it later. Well, I can tell you I don't really like the green in this at all, really. So I'm gonna swipe it and then redo some of this with more of the gray and the gold. Yeah, okay. it's got the green, but it's a lot lighter green in there. So let's just play with it. So you know how I said I was going to do puddles? I don't think I'm going to now. I'm just going to do a line here. No brown this time. Oops. Pearl white. And gold. No green. All right, well, let's see what this does. Okay, so I need to learn to stop. Because that looked really cool, and then I screwed it up. What I noticed is when I was blowing on top of the white, which is that Amsterdam white, it was making some beautiful cells, and so that's what I meant by I kept messing it up, because I just kept pushing the paint over top of it instead of pushing the Amsterdam paint over the other paint. Anyway, so I'm discovering this as I'm going, and I'm starting to like it more and more, so I'm just kind of fiddling with it. I don't know if you do this very often, but I love to fiddle, and I just want to continue to make something better and better. But yeah, see how it kind of like makes those cells when you go across the top? I love that, and that's what I was finding, and it took me a number of times in this painting to figure out exactly what I was looking for, but after I found it, I started really fixing it. So this is really cool. I'm just adding in the gold and the gray in the areas that to make it a little bit more, I don't know, the composition a little bit better. But see how this Amsterdam makes this cell and webbing? It's so cool. Okay, so I haven't torched yet. I'm going to torch it and see what pops up. So I'm kind of trying to make that one like this one down here. Okay. So I think I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna do my edges, some of them anyway, and yeah, so we'll see what this looks like when it's dried, and then I still plan to do patching over top of it, but we'll see how it looks. The green is too green. Let me get my towel out. Well, maybe not so much. We'll see. All right. Thanks for joining me. I'll show you later what it's going to look like. Bye. Hi everyone. Okay, so today I am going to be working on these two canvases here to add texture to them. And then the only reason why I had this one out, this is my practice one, so I'm going to show you how I practice doing a patch swipe on here and what colors I want, and then I'm going to do it on this one and also on this one. All right, well, let's get you down and let's get this started. Okay, so I have all of these colors in these cups that I used a couple weeks ago that on the paintings for the underneath, but I needed to let it cure before I could do my swipe. So they've been sitting in here, so hopefully they're good, but I'm not going to use them in these cups because there'll be dry bits in there, so I plan on pouring them into here and adding silicone in them. So let's hope that they are still good. If not, I'll have to get some more paint. I'll be using the Treadmill Silicone in this to create the cells. All right, let's see. Looks like this one's still good. It just separated. I'll have to stir it. And if you've done something like this, you don't want to scrape. You don't want to get any pieces of dry paint in there, because then that can affect what you're wanting to do. All right, do that. Okay, yep, that worked. So I've got my paint, and then I'm going to add my silicone. And I may need to add a little bit of water, but I want it kind of on the thick side because I am doing a swipe. And this is on the thicker side, so I may add just a tad of water, but we'll see. Okay, so there's the gold. Here's the silver. Yeah, a lot of times I'll put like saran paper over top of it, but I just didn't have any, so I just used extra cups to go on the top. I just kind of put them on like that to keep the air out. And this was done a couple weeks ago, so I can't remember the exact names of all of these, but that will be in the video for you and down below, so that you have that. Okay, so let's go ahead and put some of this Treadmill Silicone in these and stir that up, as well as to add in a little bit of water. So I'm just going to put 3 drops, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to put 1 in that one, because it's way low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay. I got a 4th one in there, but that's okay. Okay, so I'm going to do just a couple of patch swipes on this, just giving myself some ideas on how I want to do it and what the layering is. I'm using this plastic tool, both about the same size. This one's about ready to be torn, but I'll go like that. And I may try a smaller one just in case. I may like it smaller, so okay. I'm gonna use less green, not that really bright green. Okay, everyone, this is essentially what we're planning on doing today. So I got this really pretty background where I swiped it, and then over top of the swipe I did some Dutch pours, and so now I'm planning on doing some patch work on it. So that's my plan, and hopefully it goes well. It looks so pretty this way. I'm not sure I really want to try this, but that was my plan to begin with, so I'm going to stick with my plan. All right, so that's what we're going to do today. And I think I'm going to, you know, make sure that it's in, I might even make it smaller. Actually, I think I'll make it smaller. So I'm going to have it kind of within this area here. Now, some of the patches will go outside of that because I want to make it kind of a staggered look. So I don't want to go any farther up than this. I don't want to go any further out than this kind of thing here. So that's my plan. All right, let's start. Let me just start in like this corner and this corner to create my corners, and then we'll go from there. All right. Now these have been sitting for about an hour with silicone, so hopefully the cells are a little bit larger and not so small. And then I did create this from my tester. I created this lighter green. I gotta get some paper towels with some water on them to get where I don't want paint to be. I think I'm gonna leave out this darker medium green. So it's gonna be a light green, a really dark green, the silvers and white. A little bit of the dark green in here. This is a little bit like an off-white. It's not a true white. But I do have a true white here. I'll just kind of sprinkle in. And then I do have a black. I'll kind of sprinkle in too as well. And then I do want this one to have mostly gold in it, so I'm going to put gold along there. Okay, so this one's going to be a swipe this way with this medium one here. There, that looks good. And now I'll come this direction here with the same one, but I want to get some color in here. And I'm going to come out a little bit. I'm glad I did the lighter green instead of all the dark. And I'm not using the other green except for this dark one here. Okay, so now I'm going to take it and I'm going to swipe that way, not erasing this. So that's going to come up here. Like that. Okay, let's just keep going. I'll make this one a thicker one, a bigger one. Okay, so I'm going to take it and swipe it this way with this bigger one. Like that. Cool. gotta be stopped. I'm good there. Just now I'm just gonna go and wipe up any like dots that I see around. Okay, so I have my tester on here because I always like to test things that I did even with the swipes before. So I have my tester here. I've got my paints over here that I've put cups over top of them. I'm going to be putting the paint, let me move my circles over here. I'm going to be putting the paint on this and then dipping this here and then on here. That's how I'm going to transfer the paint. So let me get started with that. And it's probably going to be just, you know, different colors as needed. And what that's going to look like. I'm kind of just, you know, I don't know, just kind of make some swirls with some color and yeah, just kind of go from there. So and these have been sitting for a little bit. They do have silicone in them. I did not, I don't know, try to make different colors again. Here, I'm going to put this over here so you can see it as I'm putting it on there. But as I am using the paint, I need to re-stir it because it's been sitting here for about a week again. And then I just put cups over top of it to keep it so that it was going to stay good. Because the last thing you really want to do is have to mix colors each time that you want to do this. So this time I happen to just use these cups and just keep them in the cups. But a lot of times I'll use some tea bottles, and those tea bottles work really well if you've got quite a bit of it still left. So okay, let's get some gold in there. And you don't want to scrape the sides because the sides are dry. So I'm just stirring the bottom and then just allowing it to come out. Okay, because if I stir it on the sides, I'm going to get flecks of paint, dry paint in it, and I don't want that. Okay, here's some black. This is kind of a... It was I think that was the off-white, and I think this is the true white. Yep. I'm just trying to get all the colors that I have on the paintings throughout this. Whoops, I probably didn't want to do that. But that's okay. Last one is the darker green. I guess it's more of the medium green because I already put the dark green in there. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put these off to the side, this paint again, for probably later. I'm going to still continue to work with different techniques on this. I'm going to put this off to the side. And I'm not looking at doing a bunch of different sizes, but I do have the smaller one, which is a little larger than that one. I have this large one and then this smaller medium size one. So I've just got 4 different sizes. If I feel like I need to just use one size over the other, I'll just do that. But for now, I'm just gonna kind of move this all over so I can get different colors in the different areas. So I can transfer. You can see that it's got cells in there too. So, okay, so let's just try it with, actually let's try it with a plastic one. So let's just go here. So I've got it on there and then I transfer it there. Okay, so that one makes kind of like a double ring. So not quite sure I want that. So let me just kind of put that off to the side. We'll see. Let's see what this one does. Not bad, but see how it's got the different colors? That's what I'm kind of looking for. So that one's okay. Oops, get my plastic out of the way. Yep, that looks good. I still may use that small one. And then let's see what this one looks like. Different, it's a paper towel. Yeah, I like it. Okay, so I think the key here is I think I'm gonna start with my larger ones and not put as much paint on it and not push it down, just lightly put it down. So maybe like, let me just, hold on. Let me just kind of put it on the top of the surface of the paint, get some paint, and then just barely put it down and then up. Yeah, like it. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so we're gonna make circles on here just similar to what I did here, but with a little bit more gold on this one. And I'm gonna use the same sizes I did on that one, which are my cup, my paper towel dispenser, my little cup, and my bigger cup. And I have my paints over here that I have covered, so that way they don't go bad. And then I have my plastic sheet right here that I'll be putting the paint on. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that now so that you can see that. You know what? I am going to cover that so that way in case it leaks in, it doesn't get down here. And I'm just going to put this off to the side right here. Hopefully you can still see that. See? Yep. Okay. And then I'll dip my cup in there and then I'll transpose it to over here. So let's start with the big cup. So I just take it and I dip it and then I transpose it. So let's see.
love it.
Thanks for watching, and if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell so that way you can get notified when I have a new video up. Thank you for watching and have a great day.